Okay, so this is my AP106 Sub Oscillator, which is originally inspired by wanting to add a bit more bass to the Crave synthesizer. So this is the unit here, right at the top, and basically it's got a mix that I'll show you that in a second. We take an input from the synthesizer into the first jack, the output comes from there, and then this third jack is just a replication of the input. So if you want to daisy chain units, you can. I've got this outputting to the oscilloscope so we can see the signals that are happening here. So I've got the Crave set up just with a very basic tone. If we listen to the tone at the moment, this is the Crave, and you'll see that the input and output signals are the same. I've turned the mix down because the mix is taking this external audio input and mixing it with the synthesizer output. Now I've got this knob on the sub oscillator turned all the way to the left. So basically what it's doing is it's taking the input frequency here, dividing it by 2, so divide by 2 is the very left, divide by 4 will be the very right, and that's inserted back in here, and this is where the mix goes. So if I now turn this knob up, you'll hear that other frequency go in, and as we turn all the way up, you'll hear that's basically half the frequency. So very simply, if I take that and turn it down, that's our source frequency, that's our final frequency. And if I turn this all the way to the right, then I will get a quarter of the frequency. So again, you can see that on the oscilloscope traces. Now by using those two knobs, you'll get any combination of the two. So I'm taking the input frequency and a quarter of the output frequency, or I can actually bring in a bit of the other frequency. So looking at the output of the oscillator again, so this will now show us just the output of the sub oscillator. We can see what those two frequency mixes do. So all the way to the left, half the frequency, mixing in part of the quarter frequency, and then again all the way through to give us quarter frequency. So it's a nice way of adding further bass notes into our Crave, and of course it will track any frequency that you play. So you can hear the deeper part of that bass note. So that's basically it. The sub oscillator from Ambient Power AP106. It's powered from a standard guitar pedal power supply, so a 9-volt supply, positive on outer, and there's an indicator light on there just to show you it's working.